Back in 1959, Cadillac didn't just build a luxury car, it crafted a bold American statement. Imagine a machine nearly 20 feet long, dressed head to toe in gleaming chrome, with tail fins soaring like jet wings ready to break orbit. It wasn't transportation, it was aspiration on wheels, a promise that post-war America could dream as big as it wanted. But beneath all that shine and swagger lay secrets and surprises Cadillac might not have wanted you to know. Because this wasn't just any car, it was a showcase of extreme design choices, cutting-edge tech that didn't always work, and luxuries so over the top they almost seem like satire today. So, buckle in. Let's take a closer look at 10 shocking truths about the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz, and discover why, even 65 years later, this chrome-plated spaceship still turns heads and makes our hearts race. Number 10. The tallest tail fins in automotive history. If there's one thing that makes the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz instantly recognizable, even to people who don't know cars, it's those towering tail fins. Standing over 42 inches tall, they weren't just decoration, they were America's answer to the jet age, a time when missiles, rockets, and space travel were on every newspaper's front page. Cadillac didn't want you to drive just any car. They wanted you to command a spaceship on the boulevard. Those fins were bold, unapologetic, and designed to tell the world you were somebody important. It wasn't subtle. It was visual dominance in pure Detroit steel and chrome. And they weren't just for show. Those massive fins became a cultural icon, symbolizing post-war prosperity and America's boundless optimism. Even today, when you see an Eldorado's fins rise like rocket wings at a classic car show, it's hard not to smile. Because back then, Cadillac wasn't following trends. They were leading them into the stratosphere, and they wanted everyone to know it. Number 9, the magic carpet ride, air suspension. While most 1959 American cars bounced along on old-school leaf springs or basic coils, the Eldorado Biarritz was busy rewriting the rules of luxury. Cadillac engineers gave it something practically no one else had: an automatic air suspension system they proudly called the Magic Carpet Ride. Instead of steel springs, it used air bladders at all 4 corners, controlled by a compressor that adjusted pressure automatically. The result? A perfectly level ride no matter how many passengers you crammed in or how much luggage you stuffed in the trunk. Even with a full load, it refused to squat or lean. On the road, it felt like you weren't driving at all, you were gliding. Potholes and bumps seemed to vanish. Passengers in the back compared it to flying in first class, with Cadillac's famously hushed cabin sealing out the world. Of course, this cutting-edge system wasn't flawless. Air leaks and pricey repairs meant many owners later swapped it for traditional springs. But today, finding an Eldorado with its original air suspension intact is like striking gold, a testament to just how far Cadillac pushed the envelope in the quest for true automotive luxury. Number 8, a cabin like a 5-star hotel lounge. Open the door of the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz, and you didn't just get in a car. You entered another world. Cadillac designers wanted the interior to rival the elegance of a 5-star hotel lobby, and they weren't subtle about it. The seats were wrapped in real, hand-stitched leather, color-coordinated to perfection. Brushed aluminum trim added a touch of modernity, while polished chrome accents gleamed like jewelry in the sunlight. Every switch, dial, and button was arranged with an eye for aesthetic balance, making the dashboard feel more like an aircraft cockpit than a car's control panel. And the features? Pure decadence. A 6-way power-adjustable front bench seat let you find that perfect throne-like driving position with the touch of a button. Air conditioning was standard, an almost unheard-of luxury at the time, keeping the cabin cool and calm like an upscale lounge. Even the radio antenna extended and retracted automatically with a graceful motion. Cadillac didn't just build an interior, they choreographed it. It was an unapologetic celebration of opulence, designed to make every passenger feel like American royalty on the open road. Number 7, fuel economy, Cadillac didn't care. One bit. If you're wondering about MPG, the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz had a simple answer: who cares? Under that vast sculpted hood lay a 390 cubic inch V8, pumping out 345 horsepower, enough to move its 5,000-pound bulk with silken grace. It was the kind of engine that didn't just drive you down the road, it wafted you along in near silence. Want to merge onto the freeway? Just breathe on the gas pedal. Need to climb a hill? It surged forward without breaking a sweat, or spilling your coffee. But all that elegance came at a cost, 8 to 10 miles per gallon. And if you had a heavy foot, even worse. But here's the thing, Cadillac owners in 1959 weren't counting pennies at the pump. Gas was cheap, and the people who bought these rolling palaces paid for the privilege of unapologetic power and unrivaled smoothness. The Eldorado didn't try to hide its thirst, it bragged about it. Because back then, being big, bold, and a little outrageous was exactly the point. Number 6, extremely limited production. Just 1,320 ever made. Unlike the Cadillacs you'd see lining suburban driveways, the 1959 Eldorado Biarritz wasn't built for everyone. It was Cadillac's halo car, a rolling declaration of prestige and exclusivity. In fact, only 1,320 units were produced that entire year, making it one of the rarest Cadillacs ever to leave the factory floor. This wasn't because they couldn't build more, it was by design. Cadillac wanted the Biarritz to be the crown jewel of their lineup, something you aspired to own, not stumbled upon at your local dealer. Each car was meticulously assembled, with tighter quality inspections and special attention to detail that ordinary models simply didn't get. And it wasn't cheap. Back in 1959, the sticker price was over $7,400, nearly double the cost of a Chevrolet Bel Air, and well over $80,000 in today's money. This was no ordinary purchase. It was a statement, reserved for those who wanted to prove they were at the very top of the American automotive pyramid. And Cadillac made sure the world noticed. Number 5, fully electrified, in 1959. Long before anyone dreamed up the term smart car, the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz was showing off technology that felt downright futuristic. While most cars of the era made you crank windows by hand or wrestle with stubborn seat levers, the Biarritz offered full electric convenience, standard. We're talking power windows that glided up and down with a touch, 6-way power adjustable front seats to find your perfect cruising throne, and even an automatic radio antenna that extended or retracted gracefully whenever you turned the dial. Imagine the neighbors watching that little piece of chrome rise and sink like magic. It was a showpiece all on its own. And Cadillac didn't stop there. Even the trunk lid came with electric assist, making loading luggage a regal affair. The car also featured automatic headlights that sensed fading light and switched on by themselves, thanks to the advanced Autronic Eye system. In 1959, these weren't just gadgets, they were proof that Cadillac was decades ahead, selling the promise of a painless, luxurious, and almost effortless driving experience. Number 4, more chrome than any car of its time. If you think modern cars have too much shine, they've got nothing on the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz. This car wasn't just adorned with chrome, it was practically dipped in it. From the massive front bumpers to the sculpted fender edges, door handles, side moldings, and even the radio antenna bezel, nearly every inch was cloaked in mirror-bright metal. Park one in the sun, and it would light up the entire block. But this wasn't just about showing off. Back in the late 1950s, chrome was king, a gleaming symbol of success, modernity, and American industrial prowess. The more chrome you had, the more status you flaunted. Cadillac knew it and leaned in, hard. But what really set the Biarritz apart wasn't quantity alone, it was quality. Every piece was hand-fitted and polished, designed to keep its luster for decades. That's why collectors today go wild for examples with original, untouched chrome. It's not just shiny trim, it's a badge of honor that screams classic American luxury at its most unapologetic. Number 3, twin rocket taillights and quad headlamps. If those soaring tail fins didn't already make a statement, the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz doubled down with some of the most daring lighting design ever seen. Each massive fin carried twin rocket-style taillights, shaped like glowing red jet exhausts. They didn't just light up the night, They looked ready to launch straight into the stratosphere. Up front, Cadillac embraced the new quad headlamp setup that had just become legal in the US a couple years earlier. But they didn't stop at compliance. They turned it into art. Each of the 4 round lamps was set in bold chrome bezels, styled like a falcon's sharp, commanding eyes. When you saw one in your rearview mirror, you knew something regal was behind you. And let's not forget the Autronic eye, Cadillac's futuristic sensor that automatically switched the headlights on or off depending on ambient light. It was a true innovation in 1959, giving drivers a taste of hands-free convenience decades before it became mainstream. Because for Cadillac, lighting wasn't just about seeing the road, it was about owning it. Number 2, the American royalty driving experience. Slip behind the wheel of the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz, and you didn't just drive, you commanded a floating palace. Cadillac's mission wasn't to give you razor-sharp handling or sporty feedback like a European car. No, this was about effortless grace, the kind of ride where the world outside simply melted away. The power steering was feather-light. You could literally steer it with one finger. The gas and brake pedals responded like butter underfoot, delivering power and stopping force with smooth, predictable ease. And that massive V8, it barely whispered. Shut the door, and the cabin became your own private retreat, hushed and serene, as if the noise and chaos of the outside world had been politely shown the door. Cadillac didn't want you to feel the road. They wanted you to escape it. It was a driving experience designed for American royalty, a moving sanctuary built to glide over the miles in silence and style. For those lucky enough to experience it, it wasn't transportation. It was transcendence on 4 wheels. Number 1, timeless icon and priceless collectible. More than 65 years later, the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz isn't just a classic car. It's a living piece of American cultural heritage. This chrome-clad masterpiece has become the stuff of legend, a symbol of when Detroit dared to dream big and refused to apologize for it. At auction houses like Mecum and Barrett-Jackson, seeing one roll onto the stage is enough to make the crowd hold its breath. Prices routinely hit $250,000 to over $500,000, especially for examples with original air suspension and untouched mirror-bright chrome. For collectors, those details aren't just about condition, they're about authenticity, about preserving the exact spirit that Cadillac sold back in 1959. But the real value of the Eldorado Biarritz isn't just in dollars, it's in the way it makes people feel. It's nostalgia on wheels, a rolling love letter to an era when America embraced bold styling, unrestrained luxury, and the belief that anything was possible. Even today, it reminds us that cars weren't always built to be practical. They were built to be art, identity, and dreams made real. The 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz wasn't just transportation. It was art on wheels, a glittering testament to an era when America never apologized for dreaming big. Those rocket-like tailfins, the ocean of chrome, the first-class lounge interior. It all shouted that luxury didn't have to be quiet, and style didn't need permission. So, tell me, which detail takes you back? Is it the dramatic fins, the lavish chrome, the buttery ride, or that unforgettable feeling of floating above the ordinary world? Share your memories and thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this journey through automotive history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll never miss another classic. Because there are still so many legends waiting for us down America's greatest roads, and I can't wait to discover them together with you.